Happy Wednesday, you all. How you all doing? This is your girl Shan. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. You know what? I was sitting up thinking a lot of people are starting to join in and listen to these videos more and more and finding them helpful. A lot of y'all have been riding with me, have been with me and my husband since we started our radio show almost 3 years ago. And a lot of people are coming on new and don't even know who the heck we are. So my name is Shan and I am a radio personality with KRGN 98.5 FM right here in Central Texas. Good morning, Cousin Kim. And so what I often do is as people start to come in, I say good morning because I don't want to be rude. And then I go ahead and get into the topic of the day. And so a lot of people are finding this information helpful. Good morning, Dalisha, of me speaking to military and people getting to see, good morning, Aisha, the insight of what military family is like. Tomorrow, I'll be speaking about veterans, you know, what it's like when you cross over from active duty to becoming a veteran. And so in saying that, you know, children, good morning, Natasha, are very resilient. Children are very, very, very resilient. And the thing is, if we be honest, think about when you was a child, a lot of things you were not told. Now, this is just in general. A lot of things you were not told what's going on. You know, a lot of us was raised under that stay in a child's place and different things like that. And you just had some simple questions. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you was trying to get out of line or whatever the case may be. You just wanted to know what was going on. And so just a minute because, okay, so this thing wanted to play. So give me a minute. So however, good morning, Kashimia. The thing is, a lot of us don't know what's going on in general when it comes to military, what's going to happen next. So can you imagine how your child will feel? Now, I, thank God, have had the pleasure, you know, I haven't been a military child myself. However, I have military children, obviously, and I work with military children for probably the past 12 years or so. And in saying that, I kind of feel bad. I'm just going to be honest. I thank God because it is positives. Let me start off there before somebody get extremely negative. But there is positives to being a military child. You get to travel where you may have family members that are your same age that they don't, you know what I'm saying? You get to see different countries and stuff like that. But there is a lot of, how can I say, non-stability, if you will, in being a military child. You get to meet, y'all gotta forgive me because, this recording tool is tripping on this morning. So anyway, I'm not going to let it throw me off. I'm going to stay focused. But you get to see and meet new people and you get... Okay, so y'all got to forgive me because it's tripping, but it's all good. But what I was saying is what I absolutely love about the military is the fact that when you are bringing your children up, it's almost like being in a bubble, if you will. You are almost like in a protective bubble. What I like versus being, yeah, gotta forgive me, I'm trying to get settled since I had to move. But what I like is being able to not worry about a lot of things that other children worry about. And when I say military bubble, one thing that I can say about the military is, yes, you may have things such as racial issues, but it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? In the military, in most cases, right? And so the thing that hurts me most, and this is what I just asked you to do. We as a country here in the United States, we pray. You know what I'm saying? For our service members when they go overseas on deployments, a war pop off or some type of overseas conflict where it looked like it's something that's potentially brewing now. When it is Veterans Day, when it is, Armed Forces Day, when it is Memorial Day, you know, we have people in our country here in the United States that pray for our military. Let me ask you this. Can you also pray for the military families? I understand. Thank you so much for praying for the soldiers and everything like that. But can you also pray for our military families? Can you pray for the military children? Because the children go through so much. And so even though there's a lot of positives, there's a lot of uncertainty. I'm going to talk about this one situation, and then I'm going to also give some advice for those who are active duty right now. And this can help for those who are active duty, but also help for those who have not. And I urge you, if you have ever served, if you're a military child, what are some things that you do now, or that you did to keep consistency, hey, Jen, is going in your child's life, okay? Because they don't know what's going on one day to the next, and it really hurts their heart where they've been somewhere for 2 or 3 years or 5 years, and then they get told, well, you got to move, because the first thing they think is, wow, I got to leave my friends. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me tell you about this situation where it really hurt me, but I couldn't do nothing as a parent but try to make the situation better. However, I don't fault it, so I don't want anybody to think this was a bashing type situation, right? So my husband's last duty station was Germany. We were supposed to go to, and what a lot of people know, Kaiserslautern, which is still, you know, it's near Ramstein, whatever the case may be. We was excited, like, yay, we're going to Germany, we're going to K-Town. Anybody know that is an amazing assignment, right? But 4 days before, they switched us to a place called Bamberg. Now, he had been in the military. I've been in the military. This is his 3rd time in Germany. This is my 2nd time in Germany. Ain't never heard of a place called Bamberg. So they didn't have any room for us because somebody switched our orders 4 days before. Good morning, Manita. They didn't have any room for us. In saying that, when we got there during Oktoberfest in preparations, that is the wrong time to go. We end up staying in a German hotel. And so even though it wasn't American, you know, this is my children's first time in Germany or whatever, they had their little version of their continental breakfast, right? We go down every morning, but it was almost in a sense like we were stepping in the segregation era, okay? Now, mind you, my military children, they've been in the military bubble. They had never been exposed to this, right? And so they didn't have any guest housing on post or none of that. So we had to stay at this place. So every time we walked in, because we were the only darker skinned, I'm gonna say it like that, brown, whatever you want to call it, people who were staying in this hotel, every time we walked in, I could only imagine what it was like in the segregation era. Everybody stopped and they looked at us like we had no place being there. And I didn't really notice it because I'm good at blocking people out, being proud military, whatever the case may be. But the second day that we went, our oldest son was like, Mama, I don't want to go back down there to eat breakfast. And I said, why? And he said, because the people stopped and they looked at us. You know, Mama, what can we do? And I hadn't paid no attention, honestly. At this time, I think he was like maybe 8, 9 years old. So when we went down, I said, come on, son, it's going to be okay. We went down for breakfast and he was not lying. The people stopped and they just stared at us the whole time we was there. He was like, Mama, I don't like this. He was already not wanting to go to Germany in the first place. We were at Fort Campbell, Kentucky for almost 7 years. Get down there. He was like, Mama, what can we do? See, it's situations like this that we can't control as parents, but it makes our children uncomfortable. And so that was something that he had to deal with that I wasn't obviously paying any attention to. Good morning, Wendy. Our children go through so much. Let me talk to active duty military and let me talk to some veterans real quick. I'm even talking to some civilians that you may have the same situation when it comes to your children. I don't mean to be mean when I say this, but I want y'all to think about something. Remember, I desire to have people think at a deeper level. Like I said on Monday, I love the military. That was the best decision I ever made in my life to join the military. I never would have met my husband. It was a beautiful experience. You see what I'm saying? But because the military trains us and they do their job, they do what they're supposed to do. Can't knock it. That's what they're supposed to do. They train us to be service members so that way we can be ready for the mission at all time. Let me tell you something that our children don't understand. They do not understand, and pretty much we are there financially as service members. We are there physically at times when there is not missions. However, the emotional part is what's lacking. Because if you think about it from a service member's perspective, if you are on a mission, you can't be all emotional and in your feelings. I can't be crying as an army soldier, as a woman, that I'm missing my kids and all that stuff like that, because I might get my whole team taken out. You see what I'm saying? So it teaches you in a sense to put your emotions aside. But guess what? That's what the military child does not understand. So when you're coming into the home, and you're treating them like mini soldiers, and you're going off on them, and they start crying about something that they've been through. And I ain't gonna lie, I was guilty of this too, just a little bit, maybe after I gave my kids a whooping, and you yelling at them to suck it up, like they're a soldier. You're not checking in with them emotionally to see what it is that they're going through. And see, this is the thing with the military structure, the military experience, life, whatever you want to call it. Everything has to be dressed right dress. You see what I'm saying? Everything has to be nice and right. You can't do anything that's going to make the service member look bad. So if your child, and some of y'all probably wonder, why's my kid out here acting a whole fool like they don't know better? They don't have no discipline in the house. Probably because emotionally they are in need. They need something and it's not present. And so since that's something that is not taught to us in the military, we do not know how to emotionally connect with our child. And so the child goes and seeks attention just like any normal child elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? Good morning, Sister Lolo. Good morning, Delia. They go and seek attention elsewhere, and we get upset as the parent. Some who've never served in the military, you're not connected with your doggone child, period. And then you sit up here and get mad at the child. Tell me, well, why you acting out? Why you acting a fool? I don't understand. You got me out here looking crazy and stuff like that, when all they're doing is pretty much telling you that they need your love. And so since that emotional connection is not there, the child is getting yelled at anytime they mess up or whatever the case may be, and you can't even be present for your own child. But every time that phone rings, you running out the door to go put fires out in everybody else's family situation. A child does not understand it, just like a military spouse don't understand it. But a child definitely does not understand it. What you're communicating to that child is, I hate to say it like this, but you're not worthy. You're not important, or whatever the case may be. Every time they come to you with something, you telling them to suck it up. But every time your phone rings, you running out the door. And then when they're listening, which they probably shouldn't be in the room with grown folks, but when they're listening to you explain to your husband or your wife the situation, what they hear is you went to go help somebody else when you're not even taking care of your own home. So let me talk to some military spouses, and let me talk to some active duty from experience, okay? Military spouses, if you are the non-military member, what I would encourage you to do, and this can work in the civilian sector too, if you have somebody that you're married to, they're working contract job overseas, or they're a truck driver, they always on the road, or whatever the case may be. What I ask you to do is provide some type of consistency in your child's life. When my husband went to Iraq, that was the first deployment that we had where we were separated. I didn't know how to be a military spouse. I wasn't in the military anymore. It was just, I was like, Lord, how am I going to do this? I don't even think I was eating, and they was going to war. So it was a hot mess altogether. But I had to provide consistency for my children. You see what I'm saying? So one small thing that I did, they remember to this day, which was, the Disney movies used to come out every Tuesday, or some type of new type of cartoon movie. So every Thursday was movie night at our house, and our children looked forward to it because they know we were going to eat some pizza or some chili dogs or something. And then we were going to watch a movie while laying on the beanbags, and we would do that until they go to sleep. Every Thursday, it was something consistent that they looked forward to, that they had fun. And that's the thing that's lacking in a lot of children's lives right now, is not being consistent. That was mama and son's time, because at that time I had 2 boys. So I would encourage you, if you are the non-military member, or you in this situation, you got a spouse that works overseas, or that's a truck driver, or whatever the case may be, and you got children, what I encourage you to do is have some type of consistency. That's number 1. Number 2, if you could plan any way possible, and I know it's hard because you don't know what's going to go on with the military, but plan some type of family trip that the children will look forward to every year, okay? Get them involved in it. That was something that will really, really help the children feel like they're part of the family. Number 3, military members, quit yelling at your kids. Because like I said on Monday, they didn't serve in the military. They don't know what's going on, and their transition is hard enough. So for the military members and the spouses, I also encourage you to try to take a step back and try to have open communication with your child, right? And look through their eyes as to the way that they see things, because they see things totally different from the way that you are. Don't say that, oh, they're military children, they'll be okay, suck it up and whatever. No, because guess what? The formative years, the younger years of a child, and this goes for anybody, is when you are starting to help form their identity and who they will be as an adult. So if you got a child that's standoffish, what did you do for that child when they was little? If you have a child that's withdrawn, they don't want nothing to do with you, what did you do for that child when they was little? If there was no consistency, if there was no emotional check-in, then boom, you wonder why they turn out to be an adult and then they go and marry. Now, this is something that I've noticed over the years with military children as well. If you, right, did not like how you were treated in your home as a military child, 9 times out of 10, when you grow up, you don't want nothing to do with the military. And you'll say things like, I ain't trying to be a part of that. I don't want to do nothing to do with the military. I don't ever want to marry a military man or a military woman, based off of the situation that you went through and how you was raised up as a child. If your experience as a military child was semi-okay, you felt like you were loved and whatever the case may be, you may carry on the family tradition. Good morning, Natasha. You may go and join the military. You may marry somebody who's in the military because that's what you know and that's the environment that you are used to. But do not yell at your children. Do not go in on them. If at all possible, please don't argue in front of your children about, things that are going on, because you are forming and dropping things into their very being. And then you sit up here and wonder why they don't want nothing to do with you or none of that kind of stuff. Children will act. I've talked to children that are in the military, and these are some of the things that they have said. Miss Shan, I don't understand why my daddy always coming in yelling at me, but then I heard the service member say on the flip side, I don't understand why I got to tell my child to do something more than once. Please try to have some consistency in that child's life when it comes to them being military children. Military children, in my opinion, have it really hard because there are no stability. You moving every 2 to 3 years, if not, 5. I heard that the military's trying to change it where, kids are staying there for 7 years. Think about the important things that go on in their life that the service member is not there for, and sometimes the spouse is not there for either, because they say, well, I gotta work to make sure we got, bills and stuff coming in. Please let your children know that they're important. It's bad enough. And that's why I do thank the military that when it comes to important occasions where it's graduation, and, senior graduation and different things like that, they'll make a way for the military member to be there to support their child. And that is a big, or even being there for the birth of your child. Those are big moments. But you have some people, depending on what the job is of the service member, where it's stressful on the family and it's especially stressful on a child. And so I encourage you, if you are still active duty military or a spouse right now, and I've seen this in an area where near Fort Hood, Texas, which is the biggest military installation in the world. But I've started to see this and it melts my heart and it does my heart good. When your child has that honor roll situation in school, award, or your child is graduating to the next grade, please be present with your child. If I can give you one little secret, not only be present, but show them, bring them a little token of how proud you are. They will remember that. Our daughter, youngest daughter, ever since pre-K, she wanted us to bring balloons. I know some of y'all thinking, balloons, they charge $6 for those at Walmart. Let me tell you what you can do for the low 99, and your child will still feel love. Take your tail to the Dollar Tree. Don't go spend $6 on them balloons at Walmart. No shade, Walmart. I'm just saying, go to the Dollar Tree where their balloons are $1 a piece. Get you 3 little balloons. Go take it up there in the school. Take it to their assembly. Take it to their whatever the situation is. Because It was so sad seeing people come. Thank God that the parents were coming, but they didn't have nothing. And all the little kids was like, oh, look at the balloons. That little girl over there got balloons. It's the small things that the children will remember and have some stability. So take your tail to the Dollar Tree. Get $1 or $2, get $3. That's change that's in your ashtray. You see what I'm saying? Get $3 worth of balloons. The school ain't gonna let you keep it, let the kid keep it. Walk up in there with it just to show. Take pictures with your child. Tell them how proud of them you are. Love on them. Be there for them. Because they don't understand how it is in the military that you could be there for everybody else's situation and everybody else's child. But when it comes to their situation where they're there at their all A, they done made all A's in school, they honor roll assembly, you not deployed, you not in the field. Mama, you can take off for work. You got some hours. Save y'all's hours at y'all's job so you can be there for your kid. You see what I'm saying? But they know that you there. But when they look out in the audience, you're not there to support them. You're not there for them. That's making excuses. So I just encourage you, if you get nothing outside of this video today for military children, I encourage you to be in your child's life. Be there for them. Have some type of stable structure. You see what I'm saying? Good morning, sis. Have some type of stable structure, because let me tell you this. I'm going to be talking about veterans on tomorrow. Some of y'all are veterans. Some of y'all are married to veterans. Some of y'all got family members as veterans that you think is crazy. Baby, I'm here to tell you, these kids are only going by what it is that you teach them. So if you're not teaching them how to be stable, how to love, how to emotionally check in, or have somebody emotionally check in with them, then imagine what type of adult they're going to be. You can't get mad at what type of adult they're going to be if you never sowed the seeds in their life when they were a young child. Okay, so hats off to all the military children that are out there, that are young, that are grown. I'm going to continue to pray for you. I pray that y'all continue to pray for these babies as well, because they don't have no choice in the matter. They just got to go where they told, because guess what? That's the military life. You know what I'm saying? So I just encourage you, and I'll say this on tomorrow again, even if you're a veteran, learn how to reconnect with your child. They don't understand that you were taught this way. A lot of family members just chalk it up to, that's just how they are. They always been mean as a rattlesnake. That's just how my daddy and my mama always were. They never was there for me. Everything else was more important in their life than me. They don't understand that as a military service member, that's how you were trained to be. And nobody ever told you, like your girl Shan is telling you now, that even though you're a service member 24/7, when you get home, you can still connect with your family. You can put on that dad and that mom hat, and you can be a parent that your child needs for you to be, because they didn't ask you to sign up for this life. You see what I'm saying? They're just a product thereof. So y'all have a blessed day. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing to somebody today and not a curse. Share this because it's free, because you can help save somebody's relationship with their child, or whatever the case may be. Be back with me tomorrow, because I'm going to be talking about veterans, to all the veterans on tomorrow, as I continue on Military Week. And I will not be on Friday, because me and Mr. King got to go to our next steps, okay? And your girl Shan wants you all to have a blessed day. So God bless, and blessings to you.